love you to do so. And I think it'll be so good for you and so big for you. And we're going to win. We're going to win. You know, we're way ahead of the guy.
So that is video that has been leaked, that RFK Jr. in the video is now apologizing for allowing to be leaked, of Donald Trump calling RFK Jr. He's communicating on speakerphone, and there he is trying to get RFK Jr. to basically line up with him, either tell people to vote for him, I don't know, maybe speak at the convention, basically like let their powers combine. And he doesn't just do that. He tries to appeal to him on topics that theoretically RFK Jr. might care a lot about. Take a look.
And it's the doctors you find. Remember I said I want to do small doses. Small doses. When you feed a baby, Bobby, a vaccination that is like 38 different vaccines, and it looks like it's meant for a horse, not a 10-pound or 20-pound baby. It looks like you should be giving a horse this. And do you ever see the size of it, right? It's this massive. And then you see the baby all of a sudden starting to change radically. I've seen it too many times. And then you hear that it doesn't have an impact, right? But you and I talked about that a long time ago.
Now, it is weird that Donald Trump is trying to appeal to RFK Jr. with anti-vax stuff, because I keep being told on the internet that RFK Jr. is not anti-vax. Weird, Donald Trump seems to think that he is. By the way, my daughter has been receiving vaccinations like every 2 months. It's this. It's not for a horse. It's not huge. There's no change. Like, I honestly don't know if Donald Trump believes what he's saying. It's possible he's a dullard, or if he's just taking that up as a position to get RFK Jr. to cross over and endorse him. I understand why he would want to do that. If RFK Jr. were to endorse him, that would be worth probably a couple of percentage points.
The video will continue in just a moment, but first I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival, so please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
Yeah, I think so, but it would also hurt, I think, with Democrats who I don't actually agree with you, John. I think it may not have an impact. I think RFK's appeal is to people who don't like Trump or don't like Biden, and I think by endorsing Trump, I don't think he helps himself at all in this race. He doesn't help himself with matching funds to get to a certain level. I think that he needs to rely to get on to a certain percentage of the vote on the votes of Democrats, and I don't think he gets any of those by going to Donald Trump. I also, I don't want to overplay what the endorsement would mean. I think that it would disappoint a lot of Kennedy supporters who would then look elsewhere or not vote or vote for the Democrats, or if they were already going to go Trump, do that. But what this does is it sets up a conversation about what Donald Trump's intentions are, and in terms of electorally, is it smart? I don't know. I don't even know if it's smart. But he also thinks that this is going to be a thorn in his side in some of these races. Donald Trump, this shows me that he is scared of RFK Jr. In some way, and that to me is telling, because the narrative out of the Republicans is that he helps Donald Trump by being in the race, and he doesn't hurt the Republicans. Any Democrat who is not Joe Biden hurts the Democrats. I don't think that's the case, and I think that Donald Trump doesn't believe that's really the case, even though that's what the party's saying.
So look, I would guess that if you were to break down support for RFK Jr., it's different groups for different reasons, definitely. You don't think that there's some slice of that pie that is Republicans that are sort of like single issue anti-vax, that are choosing what they see as the purest candidate for that, but that if he were to drop out, they would then go to the next purest candidate?
I think with independent candidates, that it doesn't matter what they tell you in July. It matters what they do in November. And people who, I'm saying independent voters, not candidates. So I think the people that's what I meant. The people that are saying, I'm not going to vote for Trump, but I really want to vote for Trump, but I can't because of Bobby Kennedy Jr. is there, and I can go vote for him because of the vax situation. I still think at the end, if they think that vote is going to hurt Donald Trump, they're not going to vote for Bobby Kennedy. I think that where it will hurt Donald Trump is that if Bobby Kennedy endorses him, that you've got this whole situation with black voters going on, that there are some black voters that are going to vote for Bobby Kennedy when they know that he's endorsing Donald Trump. some of that support's going to be lost, John. And I think that's what Democrats are looking at right now, and saying, okay, those people are going to come back to Joe Biden, or they're not going to be able to leave with Bobby Kennedy.
Interesting. Okay.
I also don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Bobby Kennedy is going to endorse Donald Trump. He's not in this race. He's in this race because he doesn't like either option.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It'll be interesting to see. I do agree with the point, though, that it definitely indicates fear. And we've been reading that's the most social media activity in the interviews for a long time.
That's what this tells me more than anything. It's the same, the hidden camera stuff or hidden voice stuff with Brad Raffensperger saying, go find the votes. I'm terrified that we're not going to find these votes. I'm terrified that Donald Trump doesn't want anybody doesn't want to be scared by anybody. When you hear these phone calls, he's clearly scared about what Bobby Kennedy does.
And it's weird to see this fear in him because he's such a naturally courageous and brave person. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.